Hello, I am a INFJ, and well, this video really isn't about um, Myers Briggs, but well, I just wanted to talk about something that I've always thought was true, that I've always thought about. I've always thought about, what do people live for? Like, why do we live, and what's the most optimal point of living? And there's one thing that I've always come back to that I don't think anyone could ever refute in a sane, if they were in a sane mind, and that is everyone should live for and does live for happiness. We go to wars for happiness. We have boyfriends and girlfriends for happiness. We eat for happiness. It's like, oh, how? Some people might be like, oh, how do we go to wars for happiness? Well, we go to war for freedom, and we want freedom because it makes us happy. We go to war for power, and oh, power makes you happy too. And oh, revenge can make you happy. And well, a lot of construed reasons for happiness, and not all of them are long-term happiness, because I'll be honest, a lot of people don't go for long-term happiness. They go for short-term happiness, what can fix their need for happiness right now. A good example of that is drugs, of course, and alcohol, which is a drug, and all stuff like that. And why do people kill themselves? Well, they kill themselves because they have no happiness, and they don't think they can be happy. So it stands to reason, the only reason we do live is to be happy. So, I think if everyone in the world could clarify that for themselves, that what they actually live for is just happiness. That's the pure source. All these other things are secondary sources from that, or like side effects of you want to be happiness, depending on who you are. Is depending on who you are is the way you want to be happy. We all want to be happy in different ways, obviously, but we all have a common goal. We all want to be happy. That's what we live for. That's really the only thing you can live for. I mean, we can live for knowledge, but I mean, let's think about it. People don't study and don't like knowledge if it doesn't make them happy. Like, you don't see a scientist who says, knowledge doesn't make me happy. They wouldn't be studying science if it didn't make them happy. They wouldn't be studying understanding if it didn't make them happy. Now, I think if we all came to an understanding about happiness, then we could all work to make a system in the world where everyone would have the most optimal happiness possible. Now, if we could have the most optimal happiness possible, then we wouldn't really need wars and all these short-term fixes for happiness and drugs, because it's really all it comes down to is happiness, in my opinion. I've looked at countless things of what it goes down to that people act the way they do. But I mean, I really can't see any other reason we live for. We don't live. I mean, selfishness is just making you happy. I mean, when you look at it, I just can't see any other. It just doesn't make any sense to me that any other, like, there's no other common source that all these things have that we do. I mean, vacation, we go on vacation because it makes us happy. We do all the things we do because it makes us happy. You never see we never do something just for pure on just for pure what's the word, just for pure knowledge or pure doing. Like we may uh, um give up happiness for someone else to be happy, but see, that's actually we're actually doing what makes us happy. See, that's a trick situation there, because if you say you have a situation where you have a friend who wants to go someplace else, but you want to go here, but so you decide to give up where you want to go for them, to where they want to go. You're not really giving up happiness, though. It may seem like it, but when you're in the situation, when you look at it, you're really giving up the happiness. So your friend, because you're more happy giving up, so you still have your friend's happiness. So you really not trading, not you're really focused is not someone else's happiness. It is your happiness, because making your friend makes you happy. Making your friend happy makes you happy, because in the long term you'll still have that friend, and then you can go to that other place later. And so as long term, it's more of a long term happiness, which is that's pretty much that's a healthy kind of happiness. But there also comes to the point where you have to. It also comes to a point where where you want to go outweighs the happiness of where your friend wants to go, like having the friend. And that's kind of how we lose friends, when the happiness of having a friend doesn't outweigh the happiness of doing what we want to do. And it's this kind of a sad fact, but it's true when you look at it. So, a point of this video I don't think the video's on. Oh crap. Oh, thank God. There's no light on my camera that tells me the video's on. No light whatsoever. Okay. Whew, alright. So, as I was saying, so I think we could all stop wars and be happy by creating a system that makes us the most optimal happy. And I'm sure we could get some scientists together, get some philosophers, get some psychologists together, and we can make a system like that. And I just want you to think about it. Think about everything you do, and really, everything you do, the source is happiness. I mean, I have looked at all possible sources, and it's really not, even when you give up happiness, you're really not giving up happiness. You're doing something because it makes you happy to give up happiness. And so just when you think about that, and well, I guess that's all I really had to say. I wanted to guess I wanted to think about what kind of system we could have. I haven't gotten there. That's a lot more complicated to figure out what kind of system we could have to make everyone happy. I mean, you could imagine that's complicated, because everyone has different wants to be happy, which is why I study Myers-Briggs. But I guess that should be for another video. Alright everyone, this is INFJ, and I'm out.